toady treat. Grandma Black got the main home. Is that it?
This pack.
Yes, her family.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Elizabeth and the other two girls got these 3 homes. And I think this one was Elizabeth's.
Elizabeth actually owned that until much later in life.
She owned it and she sold it when we bought and gave us the money to buy it.
So this home is probably Elizabeth's.
Yeah. And I don't know.
Next is either.
Well, that's the larger of the two, so that probably was Toby's family, our family.
Well, Mom says that our family got the main house.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
So Elizabeth, Addie, and Mabel. These 3 homes here.
And what street are we on? This is
We're
the
on
corner.
7th.
You need to put that on there for the people to know.
We're at 7th and Pagonia.
7th and Pagonia.
Patagonia. So these 3 homes belong to Mabel, Adonasha or Addie, and Elizabeth, the 3 daughters. And then Margaret, or Toady, received the main house, the treat home.
I saw a few of them drop on the floor.
We are in Benson, Arizona, the corner of Patagonia and 7th, near the waterworks. Not yet. Now you can start.
Good morning. I'm Cheryl Jorgensen. I'm husband to Margaret Jorgensen. We've been married almost 5 years, and that's how I come to be in this clan. Strictly through marriage, no other relationships as far as I know.
I think it's this one too, because I've seen pictures and it had a big wide porch, and that one was just a small porch. I think it's this house too.
The debate is on. Is it this house,
Or that house.
Say again, keys.
Grandma, and some of
What
the
do you want
Grandma Stratton, Black Stratton,
What? I'm going to get some pictures out of the car. Oh.
and some of us believe that it was this one because of the porch.
And Margaret may have a picture of the house.
And Elizabeth said it was this one.
I see that could be it because this was all a big vacant lot. This was my dad had my grandpa had his horses, and there was a big lot before you got to his house. Of course, his was the only house on the whole place. Pardon my back.
No.
This home is at the corner of 7th Street and San Pedro in Benson. And we're not sure yet which home is which. This one has the big porch.
I was here when I was 19. I was going to the University of Arizona, and I would come down here weekends, and when I came with my mother a lot, and my mother and I painted every inch of that. But it wasn't 2-story. This may not be it. But this is the porch.
I don't think it's 2-story
But there was
unless it has an attic or something.
There was a lot of land around it then.
And no roads.
Huh?
No
And
road.
no. In fact, there was one other house on the corner there. The kid I played with.
Here's the neighborhood.
We kept the big fence here. me. This probably isn't it.
Get Mom to tell her story.
She is.
Okay. About the dating?
Oh, well, look, when my mother would have to do the laundry because they didn't have water, plumbing. There was an outside house. And she would build bonfires in the backyard, and she'd scrub the clothes on the washboard back here.
Yeah. I remember seeing one of those.
Well,
my
let's go see if
grandmother's-
Grandpa's big house, his reading room is here. You know where that big couch came from? And he would read for hours and hours. You better stay with Marcy. This is her day, and I'm trying not to say anything.
No.
It's her tour.
We want the history, Mom, so you tell us your stories, okay?
Well, my grandfather had a building all his own where he kept his books and magazines and public, and he'd go out there, and that was his study. Honey, I'm wasting your film.
I've got lots of film, Mom.
But it wasn't second, two-story.
Well, this isn't not two-story, just has a big attic.
See,
Did
I
it have anything
There's the
extra on the
enclosed
back like
porch
that?
back there.
that looked like where the kitchen was. That little kitchen. See, I was here when I was
What about that
growing up.
metal?
That I was wondering. That's why I wanted to come back here. It wasn't metal. That might have been his reading house. He built his own little room to have his books library in it.
So did the property go actually a little bit farther?
There was a lot of property all around the house. That's why I'm not sure this is the house, because the house wasn't this close to the street. Of course, there wasn't
Well, there
any-
was no street.
no streets. You better go back with Marcia, honey.
No.
You could hang your clothes up out there.
Yeah, I remember my mother hung the clothes. One day my mother was hanging up clothes, and I said, "Oh, look at that!" And it was a great big, long, beautiful snake.
Oh, how
And she
neat.
grabbed me up and ran in the house. And I thought it was such a pretty little, I didn't know it was a snake. So I said, "Look at that pretty thing, grandmother." And then when I was older, I'd come and help my mother, paint and scrub and clean. We were the ones in the family that did that, my sister. We loved doing it too. But I would never have recognized it. Because to me there was a huge lot. We'd ride our horses up and just put them along here. And then when they got indoor plumbing, that was a horrendous day. Because they had a bathtub in, and a toilet, and running water. That was a big day.
I know. I remember seeing the kind of refrigerator that you put ice in.
Yes.
Right before the others came out, I remember seeing the one over at my grandmother's house.
Oh, those old ice boxes.
And, yeah, and then of course, like you were saying, the boards that you watch.
We're not sure,
Seeing them
Marcia,
sit
which house.
Well, from
This
looking
one
at the
fits the description, but the other one fits the pictures that I've seen, so I don't know.
We have the picture. We have pictures here that she brought,
Oh,
and this one looks the most like it.
But ours, they had a lot. Don't you remember that? There was a big lot on this side.
well, yeah, but don't forget
Oh,
the
but see,
street.
This is they
Oh.
put a street in here that wasn't here before.
Oh, yeah, it was all dirt. Shoot.
Yeah, see. And she used to tell about sleeping out in the porch on. Is there a porch on the side?
The porch went clear around the front. On the other side was a big old pomegranate tree and the bathroom. And well, it wasn't much on the other side, but it was all right here on this side. The big porch. I have pictures of the porch.
Yeah, I've got the pictures that that were taken in 1914, and then one that she took in 1980.
Well, the last time I was here was in about 39.
Yeah.
And I was going to school down in Tucson, and my mother and I came up, and I was well, in my 20s, about 20, I guess, and helped my mom paint every inch of this house.
Yeah. So who knows how long, well, 1980 Elizabeth must have been. Whether we brought her down or somebody else did, I don't know.
Well, we went out, Elizabeth came what house did she say it was?
Has anybody ever been to the Benson Museum to see if there's any?
No.
This is the home in 1980. Oh, that's a shadow. Oh, there we go. This is better. This is the home in 1980 without the shadow. This is the home in 1980.
I don't think it was in the 1980s.
Who's
This is Frank Treat with his family in Tucson. Their home in Tucson in 1904. We could maybe drive down the street and see if it's somewhere further on the
This
street.
is 1909,
1980.
1914.
Oh, that's 19.
This picture is 1914.
There's a historical society around here, so you're
I'll tell you something else I remember about this house. You go in and they have a little parlor, and the parlor was just so dainty and beautiful, and instead of a door it had a curtain, but nobody was allowed in the parlor because it was always cleaned up, for company.
That sounds like the living room of my grandmother. We always had to come in the side door and could never go in the front room at all. I mean, that was out limits.
That's kind of what Adonassia did too with her front parlor. She closed it off and only allowed people in when she was playing the harp or when they were invited. Well, shall we go try to look up and down the street to see if we can find the real house?
May I see the picture?
Hey, Grandma, would you tell us about the roller coaster?
Oh yes. Since my grandfather had all this land, he decided he wanted us to have some fun, so he built my sister and I, Betty, a roller coaster. And then we invited the few neighbors that we knew that had children. They would come over and we'd all play on the roller coaster that my grandfather built for us. It was just wooden and it was straight, but it had ups and downs. And somehow he figured a way for us to go up and down, and we'd get on that roller coaster and go. See, there wasn't anything on nothing on this land except his house. And that's why I don't think it's that one, because there's no land on this side.
Well, these houses and this road weren't even here then.
The only thing on this side was a pomegranate tree, and then a new bathroom that they put in when they didn't have any water. And then I'm looking for his reading room that he built, that he had all of his books in. But it's been 57 years since I've been in Benson, so of course it's all changed.
It's all changed.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for sharing that, Mom. Thank you very much.